Okay, next question here. Hey, Dunkadoos. Who would be your current starting five for Team USA? But not just Team USA. I'm going to impose a restriction. None of the players can be over 30 years old. That's from Shaft1519 on YouTube. Oh, the 519. What is this? Jamal Murray? That's a southwestern Ontario area code. I don't see that too often, but that is interesting. The players have to be under 30 because there's obviously a lot of oldies in the 2024 Olympics. So under 30 Team USA starting five, Trey.
Under 30 Team USA. I think Simmons did this with Zach Lowe on Zach's podcast recently as well. And they were kind of saying, let's get rid of the LeBron, Steph, KD generation and focus on the younger guys. So I'm down with that. I'm looking at under 30 as of 2027, which is the next FIBA World Cup. Unfortunately, I ruffled some feathers with regards to my who is the world champion
Oh yeah, I love that.
proclamation.
Love that.
It's only the world championship if you win the World Cup. If you win the Olympics, another world basketball tournament, you're only considered the Olympic champion. So I'm looking at the world championship 2027. Who will be under 30? I think the backcourt is pretty easy. Tyrese Halliburton, assuming he resumes basketball the way he was before his Achilles injury. He's the point guard, somewhere between Jason Kidd and just a great shooter as well. And then Anthony Edwards, I would have at the 2/scoring guard, the fourth leading scorer for Team USA at the 2024 Olympics, and number 4 after LeBron, KD, and Steph. He's kind of the next guy up for starting. So I thought backcourt pretty easy. Halliburton and Ant.
Okay.
All right. It gets a little tougher, I think, once we get to the front court.
Yeah.
I think right now I would choose Jalen Williams as my 3 from Oklahoma City. All defense, all NBA, right in the prime of his career, can guard up bigger guys, maybe some international fives. He guarded some fives in the NBA as well, can guard down. Just a great guy to fit around everybody else, would be a glue guy sort. So I have him, but I wouldn't be surprised if Cooper Flagg was able to take that 3 spot from him over the course of the next couple of seasons. He's got everybody's got high hopes for Cooper Flagg as a do-it-all wing type, as a defender, and as a guy who can slot in perfectly next to stars as well. So for right now, I think it's Jalen Williams' job, but it could easily be Cooper Flagg.
I hear you. I had Jalen Williams as a lock for me too. I was thinking now, maybe I don't have the foresight to look 2 years from now, but it could definitely be different with Cooper Flagg then. But yeah, right here, right now, it's Jalen Williams. I know there's people here in the stream team like David Walsh who said this as the question went up. Cooper Flagg mention incoming. I didn't have him actually as on my team, but who would be your front line then?
My big guys, for sure, Paolo Banchero is making the team. He was pretty good in the 2025 Olympics. You know, he will be in the prime of his career as he gets a little bit older. He seems like a really good international player since he has ball handling skills, but also still incredible size. He doesn't play the same way that Alperen Şengün does, but similar skills in that they can handle the ball and play make for themselves, play make for others. So Paolo making the team for sure. I think he should be a starter, and I think he's got the rep and the, he's been a part of the team already. So I think he gets the nod. And then for me, the last starter, I would want Evan Mobley out there. And I don't know if that's kind of a slight to Jason Tatum. You know, Tatum is injured right now, but I think he could easily be the 4 for this team. Assuming full health once he gets back, though his last Team USA experience didn't go well. But I love what Mobley brings to the table as a versatile defender. I think he would be, the defense first guy in the front court alongside Banchero. And I just think that their skill sets really complement each other well with the leap we saw from Mobley last season. I think he ended up shooting 37% from 3, took a lot more of them, looked a lot more comfortable on the perimeter. He could be a Chris Bosh type, I think, for Team USA in the future.
Some Mobley love. God, that feels good. I started thinking, is it Mobley starting at center? I definitely had that, or is it Holmgren to shut down guys and what he showed in the NBA Finals? That was my debate. That was a tough one for me. I think right here, right now, because we have so many scores out there, I may take Holmgren. That would be my initial thought right now. But yeah, Mobley could obviously be that guy, and I think it will be different at some point for Mobley when things friggin' start to come together on that Cleveland Cavaliers roster. If Jared Allen isn't there and Mobley can just be the five at all times, which seems like that could happen very well
Chet's
soon.
for sure on the team, though.
Yeah.
Like you're saying, I think if we see his offensive game progress a little bit, and maybe he puts on a little bit of strength, he could easily be the starter the next time Team USA is going into some serious competitions. He's got great games against Wemby going back forever internationally, and he's a really competitive guy. And they're going to need guys like that, basically, to go against the Jokic's, the Wembys of the world, the Şengüns that are going to be out there the next time these guys face off against each other. Let's just hope Team USA actually sends a lot of their best guys to the World Cup the next time they do, because the general U.S. way of doing things is win the Olympics, think everything is all good and nobody can touch the USA. Then we get to the World Cup, don't send the best guys. Team USA loses, and then they're like, wait a second, we got to send our best guys, send them back to the Olympics, and the cycle continues. So I think the fact that the previous generation, the LeBron, Steph, KD generation, is starting to age out maybe means that the World Cup will be a little bit more important for Team USA in 2027. We'll see.
Yeah, that's a very good point. It's seemingly like that's how the NBA and American basketball is trending. They're seeing some importance in just putting USA on the chest, and it could be a lot of guys in that World Cup where Ant was. He was very solid. He couldn't get it done. Brunson was there, and he couldn't. They couldn't get it done there. But there's just so many names that hopefully will be there. It's a stacked lineup. Period.
Yeah, and even though people are saying that it should be time for LeBron, Steph, and KD to move on, first and foremost, I think if Steph or KD wants to play, they're probably on the team, similar to like a Jason Kidd sort of role. Both of those guys are great international players with the shooting they bring. But I really think those three should go into the 3-on-3 tournament together and play for Team USA in 2028 at the Olympics in LA. Come on, how awesome would that be to see them finally leave the NBA behind and focus their craft on 3x3 and the different way that the game is played? That would be scary to see LeBron, Steph, and KD lining up. Maybe bring Melo out of retirement to be the fourth guy off the bench as well.
It fits too well to see those guys on a 3-on-3 team after what they just did at the Olympics. Yeah, it seems perfect. I don't think anyone but LeBron won't be available. Like KD will still be going as far as like the Olympics. I know it's going to be. I know Durant will be getting a little older, but Steph will be fine if he wants to play anyway. But yeah, those are stacked. That's just a stacked roster. Hopefully, the World Cup team is. Those guys are willing and ready to go, because the names I was just batting around, Halliburton and Ant, yeah, as you said, I think Tatum has to start. I think he's just so freaking good, and he's older. But as we saw in that 2024 team, it's not just LeBron, Steph, and KD as the old guys. They have so many old guys, and I think they would want, as we bat these names around, a guy like Tatum who's been there and done that. And I guess he would also be looked at by Grant Hill as a guy who had to sit on the bench in 2024, didn't really get to play. So yeah, you're in, man, and he's probably going to start if he's there, I imagine.
Yeah, like rep wise, being in your prime wise, and the skill set that Tatum brings, you think he would be the starting forward and one of the leading scorers for Team USA. But we saw 2024, the guy couldn't get off the bench. So I don't know if that leaves a sour taste in his mouth, but if he wants to put the mantle on his back, put the USA on his chest, I think he would still be there. And I think he would have a good case to be in the starting lineup. But we had an awesome cycle of World Cup and Olympics in 23 and 24. I think it's going to be even better in 27 and 28, just with I assume Jokic will still be playing for Serbia. Germany will still be a force to be reckoned with as Franz gets older, even more so into his prime. And then the French team should be pretty tough to take on starting in 2027 once Wemby is reaching his full potential. So should be cool. Should be a cool time.
Yeah, I love people saying, well, they're going to be old in 2028. They're just going to be dated. They're done. But obviously they have enough guys. But it will be tough matchups. As you mentioned, all those teams. So, we didn't even mention a guy like Donovan Mitchell, or like there's enough guys that you just throw out a really, really, really good roster. And it's so fun because they are single elimination games. So anything can happen and it's a blast. Yeah. So I
will say
it's changing. It is changing, I think, as we get here to the next World Cup, that Americans do want to feel some pride. And I'm not just saying that because I want the All-Star game to work, USA versus World. It feels that way. It feels like the game it's becoming a little bit more of a prideful thing.
Yeah, hopefully so. And with a less accomplished Team USA, considering the entirities of their basketball career, maybe maybe the World Cup is just more important for them. I would say the hardest position, though, I think for the USA to fill is point guard, because I'm penciling in Halliburton. He is coming off an Achilles injury. If Halliburton isn't able to go in 2027 or 2028 for whatever reason, I guess Cade would be the other guard or the other point guard ball handler. I mean, maybe Devin Booker does it in a pinch. He was so good as a glue guy for Team USA at the Paris Olympics. He has served as a point guard for the Phoenix Suns. I don't necessarily know if that's his most natural position. He's definitely on the team, but I think point guard is kind of the weakest position for Team USA. It comes down a lot to Halliburton and how he looks coming back, but he's an awesome FIBA player. The way he moves the ball gets Team USA out in transition, which they're always trying to do. So we'll see. Yeah,
Halliburton's injury is important because in their last World Cup run, they tried the Ant and Jalen Brunson type of thing, and it didn't work. As them together, they didn't necessarily have the Halliburton type of true point guard, which is nice to have. But
Brunson's awesome, but his style of play, I don't think, is necessarily a FIBA style of play. Just wants to handle the ball out of pick and roll and play long possessions and try and draw fouls. It's not always as effective internationally as it is in the NBA.